A turnaround for the shrimping industry. Insiders say they are not struggling to staff boats as they have in years past.
We're still fighting for next year, but this year we got a little bit of reprieve because the current administration actually increased the cap on the visa workers.
Well, that's the good news for the industry. The bad news, Mother Nature could be causing a smaller harvest. Here's Channel 5's Christian Von Preissing.
This is the life of a shrimp. A shrimp is born in a brood of hundreds of thousands of eggs. They drift in the current and develop in the waves. Over time, the tiny shrimp hatchlings are pushed into the gentler bays along the Gulf Coast. They'll soon make it back out to the open ocean. And until then, they'll spend several months until they grow up or until an unusual force pushes them back out to sea early.
God loves fishermen.
Today is the blessing of the shrimp fleet. It's a long-time tradition. The fleet at the Brownsville ship channel faces the ups and downs the ocean throws at them. They're hoping for a good year. Challenging conditions are already starting to show.
We may have a lower than expected harvest this year.
The head of the Texas Shrimp Association expects trouble. They've seen more rainwater come out of areas around the Gulf Coast and into the Gulf, bringing fresh water into the salt water, and they worry that that could impact the shrimp's life cycle.
The shrimp may be coming out prematurely
Because of that amount of fresh water that's coming down.
That's state biologist Tony Reisinger.
It lowers the salinity level,
And is pushing out those younger shrimp earlier.
which means they may be subject to predator, or they just may not be that big.
As they bless this fleet today, the concern is the shrimp will be pushed back out to the Gulf from the bay when they're too young.
The predictions have been wrong before in the past, so we're hoping they're wrong this year.
It could affect supply and demand, which could affect consumers.
And we never know till we get out there. We hope when we drop our nets, we're going to see a large catch over the next week when the season opens.
They'll see how the shrimp hatchlings do, where they end up, and what this year's harvest will look like. And the fleet that launches from the Brownsville ship channel shrimps all along the Gulf Coast. We're told the conditions off of Port Mansfield are good, but they're most concerned about conditions near Louisiana and Galveston. That's where a lot of the shrimp from the Gulf comes from. They're also looking forward to a survey being done, a federal survey by the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration to show exactly how the shrimp are doing. In the Laguna Madre, Christian Von Preissing, Channel 5 News.